talk about my Bulls. I told y'all. I said it right here on the podcast. I said, as much as I love this Chicago Bulls team, I can't allow myself to be picked off by the facade that was that 6-1 start. I knew it. I knew it. They started off 5-1, 6-1, and I started to ask myself, like, bro, is this team truly that good? Are they really that good? Is Josh Giddey just playing absolutely out of his mind right now? And there's two sides of the coin, right? Obviously, the first one is that Josh Giddey was playing genuinely like an MVP before he went down with this ankle sprain that's had him miss the last two games. And this 4-game losing streak started before Josh Giddey went out. So this is not entirely just on the back of, oh, Josh Giddey's not playing, so they're not playing at a high enough level. It goes a little bit beyond that. Granted, Josh, he helps dictate their pace so much. He's the leader in terms of helping them facilitate. Him and Nikola Vucevic two-man action is so important because Vucevic struggles to get to the paint in terms of getting real rim rolling touches without having a big time passer like Josh Giddey operating in the pick and roll. I think I saw this crazy stat that like the at the rim percentage for Nikola Vucevic with Josh Giddey on the floor is like 80%, and without him it's like 10% or something crazy like that. Like his ability to get open looks, consistent, efficient looks at the rim in pick and roll opportunities is night and day without a passer like Josh Giddey on the floor. And that goes to show you how important he is. If he's set to miss significant time, that could spell real trouble. This team still hasn't had Coby White, who's going to be playing with the Windy City Bulls for a little while. And I really fear that even though their play style is so conducive to putting so much pressure on defenses, I also think it's one of those things where it can get old kind of quickly. I think the difference between teams like this one and teams like the Indiana Pacers of old is that I think that the Indiana Pacers with Tyrese Halliburton have so many other guys that can move the ball to help stir up that transition without it having to pound the rock 94 feet and just try to like initiate offense off of like almost driving from the minute you get the inbound. See, Indiana has this way of bringing the ball up, and you have Nimhart, you have Neesmith, you have Pascal, you have all these guys who are really high IQ passers that know how to move the ball around. So once they cross half court, they're getting into the action early and often just simply by like activating the action as quickly as humanly possible. The Bulls, they genuinely are trying to run and gun. They are the definition of the greatest show on turf on a basketball hardwood in terms of what they're trying to do. And I think that might not be conducive to a long term success over the course of an 82 game season. I think that puts a lot of strain on guys like Josh Giddey. I think that's going to put a lot of strain on somebody like Coby White when he comes back. And I think that honestly, this Bulls team is only delaying the inevitable. This Chicago Bulls team is going to have to make some really tough decisions this upcoming trade deadline. They have to look at guys like Ayo Dosunmu who has the potential to get an extension. They have to look at guys like Nikola Vucevic, who is going to be an expiring contract this summer. They have to even look at guys like, granted, I don't want to say this, but they have to look at guys like Coby White as well in terms of what they want to do for him or do with him long term. I've already seen some of the nasty stuff on Twitter where people are trying to put Anthony Davis on the Chicago Bulls. If you're going to ask a Chicago Bulls fan, I'm going to tell you straight to your face that I'm not cool with it. The last time we saw a number 3 come to Chicago because he wanted a nostalgic moment, Dwayne Wade played with the Bulls for 1 year, and it was one of the weirdest seasons as a Chicago Bulls fan that I think any of us have ever experienced. So thank you, but no thank you. The Bulls, I think, are going to be a middle of the pack team in the Eastern Conference. And that's exactly what they were supposed to be coming into the season. And I think that's exactly where they're going to finish out. Could Josh Giddey coming back healthy really help them? Yes. Do I think Coby White coming back healthy could really help them? Yes. Do I love what Matas Buzelis has been able to do so far this season? Yes. But at the same time, I knew that this team was punching above their weight. I think a lot of people believed the same thing. And even though you could point to certain things like the Josh Giddey injury recently kind of having a contribution to why this free fall is happening so quickly, I would also say it kind of felt like a matter of time because although this team is playing with a different type of energy, I don't know if it's good enough to make them the kind of team that they were to kick off the first 5 to 6 games of the season where they were the number 1 team in the East, where they were the top defensive rated team in the NBA. I think we all knew that wasn't real. It just sucks that it all kind of came crashing down so soon. And only time will tell if it actually sticks. Maybe it'll turn around again and they'll get right back in the winning column consistently and put together another winning streak and prove me wrong. On the other side of it, I think they got to start looking realistically around the league of what they want to do in terms of making trades and really positioning themselves for this rebuild that they've been doing a terrible job, to say the least, at handling. We're already past the 20 minutes limit. I don't care. We got one more topic left to talk about. And of course,